Hi, my name is Mack Kiatrungrit. I'm in 107 DJ for winter quarter of 2026, and I would say my number one rule for journalism is to report on the facts that you do know and don't report on the things that you don't. Hi, Professor Hydas. This is Mack Kiatrungrit from your 107 digital journalism class this winter on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9:30 to 10:45. So yeah, my kind of first initial reactions, I just submitted the project, and to kind of answer this first question, the vibe between me and my interview subject Vince was great. I knew Vince already. He was my mentor a couple of years ago before I took over the KCSB sports director position. He was the incumbent at the time when I was a freshman, so 2 years ago now. And it was great. And I've talked to him a couple times. I've seen him one time since. And I wouldn't say we're, the best of friends or anything, but he is an important figure in my life, and he's someone I learned a lot from, not just leadership, but also I learned technical skills from with the camera and broadcasting and whatnot. So it was really great. And I felt like I really got to the story kind of midway through. He started talking about why he loves doing his work so much, and storytelling through a camera and showing things through his eyes, which I really enjoyed. The profile definitely turned out to be what I expected. I really enjoyed hearing his emotional side and like his tough and resilient energy to becoming a professional videographer to where he is now. So it was all really exciting, and yeah, I'm excited to see what comes out of the final. Hi, Professor Hydas. This is my reflection for the event wrap coverage that I did on the UCSB men's basketball game. Overall, I thought it all went pretty well. I was pretty experienced with covering UCSB Gaucho sports. I do it for my job, so it wasn't anything like out of the ordinary. It was definitely a little nerve-wracking because just solely because I was covering it for class. Not everything obviously went according to plan. There were some things I talked about in my video that I didn't put or that I didn't get to capture at the game. So that was a little frustrating, but overall, I thought that everything went well. It was just a little different because there's certain stuff that you try to look for, but it was just really fast paced and you don't get to capture everything that you might want. So definitely, before next time, if I do an assignment like this, then I would really like to have like a shot list or stuff that is specific that I should be able to capture for future reference. But yeah, I would say that was my biggest takeaway, and I just need to go in with a little bit more of an idea of what I want to capture. Hi, this is my week 10 log entry number 3. I obviously submitted my final assignment number 3, a couple of days ago. But yeah, my overall thoughts. I thought that all of my aspects of my project interacted pretty well with one another. I had 2 really engaging interviews, one with the program director, who's one of the highest ranking members of KCSB's Student Staff Committee, and then Suzanne Perkin, who's one of the lead overseers of the Stork Tower kind of restructuring and like helping to kind of facilitate how to fix it up. And I thought some of my kind of restructuring and like helping to kind of facilitate how to fix it up. And I thought some of my, interviews went really well. I thought I got a lot of good information about that and good perspectives. And I'll say to the second point, I thought my photos were the most impactful things, honestly, and the videos of the radio station, the area under Stork Tower, and pieces of debris that actually fell from Stork Tower, I thought were the most impactful pieces. It shows, wow, Stork Tower is really coming apart. And the third and final thing for me was really just like, it didn't feel anything crazy when I hit record. I'd done this a couple of times before. I just feel a lot more confident throughout the quarter is the big thing. Yeah. I would say the hardest technical skill to learn from this class was definitely learning how to edit my voice and images and video together. I thought that was pretty difficult, but overall, I feel like I was able to figure out a good balance. And yeah, I would just say my view of news hasn't changed much. I think it's really important, and I think it's the future of our country that is facing a little bit of trouble in that department of telling the truth.